May 13th, 2024, Canada, baby. Okay, guys, I gotta be quick today because I got a lot of stuff going on, and there's more here than I thought I had for you today, okay, guys? So, flying by the seat of our pants. Sorry, not sorry, okay? Alright, Tent City weather report. I hope you all had a good weekend, okay? Alright, I don't really know what the weather's supposed to be. I kind of catch the news on the weekend, but other than that, I kind of find the weekend news boring, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so I think it's supposed to be sunny with some rain, possibly, okay? Alright, so just have the umbrella handy just in case, okay? I don't really know. Diving into the list here, okay? What are we going to look at first? Well, I want to let you guys know Chapter 3, Jody, Wilson-Raybould, is now up on YouTube. You can find it under my playlist, along with the last two other chapters, okay? So, Chapter 3 is done, and we will be moving on to Chapter 4, okay, guys? If I have enough time, I'll touch on the chapter, okay? If not, tomorrow's another day. Friday, I noticed, okay, on the news, that $76 million is going to Ukraine. Just thought I'd point that out, okay? Canadians are struggling, and we're just... How much money have we given to Ukraine? I'd like to know. Okay. I've posted a few things since Friday, since we last saw it, so you can check that out. But what I really want to talk about, I saw on the little fine print on the CTV News yesterday, so I looked it up, and it's the RCMP are now wanting to, bring in new laws for people that are making what they say threats against the politicians, verbal threats, okay? So they use the word invective, which means insulting or abusive language, okay? So, I got the ankle bracelet on because I give a lot of insult, right? Okay, so I got the ankle bracelet on because, you know, you can't see what I posted, but if you go on to CTV and check out RCMP new laws, okay? They want to start making new laws. And I said yesterday, but the content wasn't available in Canada, I said, hey, RCMP, like, not trying to tell you how to do your jobs, but with all the crime and the corruption on the streets, that's what's really irritating people. So how about we investigate the politicians, because that wouldn't happen, right? Right. Anyways, I've had a squeaky clean life. I got no charges. So if I get charged for speaking my mind, well, hey, guys, you know what? With the cost of living and all that, and I heard Paul Bernardo and Luka Magnotta play basketball, well, you know what? I could work on my three-pointers again. I was pretty good at a three-pointer, you know what I'm saying? Gladly handcuff myself, okay? And, like, if you look at all the catch and release we got going on, they're out by, you know, by the end of court, right? So I should be out because if a pervert can get out, you know, the next day, I should be able to get out if I get charged. So, you know, I have all the respect for the police because I tried to become a cop one time, but my Crohn's and colitis prevented me from it. So, anyways, yeah, so I got the utmost respect for the police, but what I don't have respect for is all the crime, corruption going on the streets, and why RCMP are you not looking into that and looking into Parliament Hill, you know what I'm saying? Goodness, I forgot to do the cherry report. Oh, wow, that's why I got the tie on, because I want to take this off, because I'm getting hot just talking about all this. Okay, just a side note, Vancouver won last night, 4-3, putting Vancouver in the lead, 2-1 in the series. Okay, guys, that was your Don Cherry report. Oh, we'll call it the Cherry report. Okay, guys, let's take this off. Okay, Cherry's done. All right. I actually quit a job one time over cherries. Long story. Before I leave off with the RCMP, I just posted an arsonist attempted to burn down a church in Calgary. It was on Global News, and it was shared via Canadian Crime Watch. So, hey, RCMP, you know, instead of bringing in new laws because you can't actually charge people because what people are saying isn't chargeable, Okay, so instead of bringing in new laws, like I said, how about we start looking at the root of the problem, okay? And how about we start looking into all these arson church fires and, makes me wonder sometimes if that's how these wildfires are starting, you know what I'm saying? And just a few tips, because like I said, I tried to become a cop one time, and I think I would have made a real good cop, but the old Crohn's and colitis got in the way. But I was hopping fences and all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I posted, yesterday, I believe, where is it? 2 days ago, Tucker Carlson, maybe it was yesterday, doesn't matter. Okay, Tucker Carlson interviewed Justin Trudeau's half-brother, Kyle Kemper or something. Okay, a few chicken scratch notes I've taken away from the first 20 minutes, okay? It's a 50-minute interview, so I'm going to keep watching it, but I wanted to really focus on it. Tucker Carlson and Kyle talked about abuse in power, right? And they kind of feel like Justin Trudeau that's where he's at. And it's like anybody, once you get a little taste of that power, right, you abuse it. They talked about COVID. People were oblivious and they only listened to what the politicians said. And that was, if you didn't get your shot, you were going to kill other people. Toronto Star had posted, let them die. Yeah, remember that, guys? Kyle drove across the country from the States into Canada, and he said once he got to Canada, he really sensed the fear, right? Well, and you sensed the fear, and you got the fear, because I remember when they said the vaccination wasn't going to be available for 2 years, and then when people had outcry, then they were like, oh, it's available 2 weeks later. And I thought that was weird, and when I mentioned it, people looked at me like I was an idiot. Okay, Kyle talked about how when you entered Canada, it was 14-day quarantine, you were arrested if you were around everyone. People knocked the conspiracy theorists, right? Turns out they were right? And then they talked about forgiving yourself if basically you were so during the COVID, right? And then they talked about when the Freedom Convoy came to Ottawa, and Kyle said the truckers brought positive change, and it was radically inclusive, and it sure was, because I stood above the 401, and if my body was in better shape because I was healing from surgery, I would have went to Ottawa. But when I stood above the 401, I could really feel the radical inclusiveness of it all. And when you watched other things in the news, you could see that. Because I saw Indigenous people there, I saw LGBTQ2 plus LMNOP there, everybody, baby, everybody. New immigrants, new Canadians, everybody. Okay? I liked what Kyle said. It was radically inclusive. But the media painted a bad picture of it. Kyle's Ottawa friends said that crime came down. Yes, and the homeless were being fed. It was a positive experience, right? Oh, I gotta take a drink. Kyle said that the Liberals, instead of engaging, caused rage. The truckers that really put an end to it, even though they brought in the Emergency Act and really shut it down. It's like we don't talk about it anymore. I was sick and hospitalized during all of that. I experienced lockdown, isolation, because some days were visiting days and other days weren't, okay? I went to surgery, couldn't have anybody with me, okay? So I was really thankful for all of that, for them advocating for the patients. And I had an aunt that passed away during COVID, and she basically passed away by herself because nobody could go and see her. That's the COVID that we don't talk about. So that was the first 20 minutes into the Tucker Carlson interview, and well, guys, we'll keep watching it and diving into it more, because like I said in the description, it sure is juicy, you know. I'm going to leave you with like the last paragraph before we go into chapter 4, Mojag. Okay. Because Indian in the cabinet speaking truth to power. This is where the truth to power comes in, okay? All right. In these early days, a senior PMO official made a statement in front of the Prime Minister, members of the government, and public servants that has always stuck with me. It would come to mind many times during my years as minister. Quotations, the Prime Minister is your brand. You each serve at his pleasure. You each have a duty to country and will need to at some point speak truth to power. I took this to heart. I wrote it in my notebook with quotation marks around it. What I did not realize at the time is that I was not expected to take that last sentence seriously. Dun, dun, dun. You stay true, get to talking, and, get to researching, right? Right, really important. Okay, guys.